What have I done, sweet Jesus, what have I done?
Become a thief in the night, become another one. We're just so femme that we just can't help but discuss musical theater. Just too femme.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Two Gay Mats. It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
And today we're going to be discussing something that's been making its way around gay Twitter and gay Facebook in the past couple of days. An actor on the show Looking had an interview recently. His name is Russell Tovey. He's a very attractive guy.
He's very attractive. Not as attractive as you and I.
Of course, but that's a high bar. He made a couple of statements that may have upset some members of the community. Ourselves included. Do you have the exact?
Oh, I have the exact quote.
Yes. You're so prepared.
I am prepared. I'm
like a journalist.
I've been looking at it all day, analyzing every single solitary word.
Great.
There's an interview for, I believe, I found it on The Guardian, but I don't know exactly what it was for.
Right.
He's talking about when he was younger. I was so envious of everyone who went to the Sylvia Young Theater School. I wanted to go, but my dad flat out refused. He thought I'd become some tap dancing freak without qualifications. And he was right in a way. I'm glad I didn't go. That might have changed. And then the interview talks about how he got a little uncomfortable because he was nervous about what he was going to say because it would have made people mad probably, which it did.
But he decided to say it anyway.
Of course, why not? I feel like I could have been really effeminate if I hadn't gone to the school I went to, where I felt like I had to toughen up. If I had been able to relax, prance around, sing in the street, I might be a different person now. I thank my dad for that, for not allowing me to go down that path.
Does it say that path? I'm sorry, I haven't heard that part of the book.
Oh yes, he's talking about like the path to hell. It's like that's how he's describing it. Because it's probably given me the unique quality that people think I have.
If you had to boil down what offended you personally about this statement, because there's a lot of talk and we don't want to demonize anyone, but just give our opinion as people.
I feel like we should preface this with if you are not a gay male,
yes,
you probably might not be aware. There is sort of like a problem in the gay community about being masculine, or mask as they say, versus being effeminate or feminine. There's kind of like a stigma against effeminate gay guys, which we would both classify ourselves as.
Depending on the day.
Depending on what Mariah song is playing.
If the last 5 years is on.
Basically, the whole like prancing around, singing in the street, musical theater, tap dancing freak. He's essentially describing me. I did that when I was younger, and I still do that to this day. So he's basically just like saying like he's happy that he didn't become me because apparently I went down the wrong path because I am one of those effeminate gays who loves musical theater. It's the fact that he's saying like, oh, look at me with my unique quality, like I'm a masculine gay guy on TV. Aren't I so brave? It's like,
no.
Excuse me?
I don't know if you saw our OK Cupid video. It was a long time ago, but some people have seen it. And it's a lot, in the dating world it comes up a lot. A lot of people are like, oh, if I wanted to date a woman, I'd be straight. But I feel like the argument should not be about masculinity or femininity, because it's like, why is being feminine so horrible? Like, why is this the most horrible thing a gay man can be within the gay communities, like a woman? It's like, is that not the most misogynist thing that you can think of? That the biggest insult that you can say to someone is like, you're like a woman? Are women not people that we should respect and, you know, admire, and like people that we should want to be like when we grow up? Because it's like, I can't see a reason why not.
I think women are pretty great. My mom's a woman.
My mom is too.
Whoa.
I know, it's crazy.
I know, Carol Channing's a woman.
Mariah Carey's a woman.
I don't understand people who say they value masculinity, like it's some sort of value.
Right.
To value, like that's blatant misogyny right there. That's blatant, and like women should be just as outraged about this. If a biracial or mixed race person who's like half black and half white were to ever say, oh, I'm so lucky that I've been able to pass as white my whole life. Like, that's an offensive thing to say. That's a horrible thing to say. He's essentially saying the same thing, that he doesn't act like those effeminate gay guys.
I personally am not that affected because it's like, I don't really watch the show. I feel bad for those young people, those young fans who are watching and love this show and love him and like have crushes on him and whatever. And he's basically just said, I'm glad that I was scared into being what people thought I should have been. And like whether or not, and you know, maybe that's his true self deep down, and if it is, I celebrate it and he should be happy about who he is as a person. But he should have said, I'm so glad that our show highlights every different type of gay person, because there are millions of types. And one is not better than the other. The way this is phrased, the freaks and the tap dancing, and like how awful it would have been if he'd gone down that path. He's saying, if you're like this, you are less than. And it's like, we're hearing that from the outside world already. So like, you're supposed to be someone on our team, and you're in a position of power, and the fact that you're going to tell people within your own community, well, even in the hierarchy of just within us, I'm better than you. And I'm glad that more people can like me because I am this way, and like, good luck with that. And I just feel bad for that little gay kid who's looking up and it's like, oh, I guess I'm not what straight people would want, what my parents would want, or what this guy that I have a crush on TV would want.
The way he could have phrased it better was just like, I'm so proud to be who I am. He didn't have to say like, oh, I'm proud to be different because I'm masculine and gay. It's just like, no, like, you're privileged. Like, sorry, like you are. He says like he's so thankful that his dad made him go to, I guess, like the tough public school with the tough kids and everything. Because if he went to like the performing arts school, he would have turned effeminate, I guess, in his opinion. But like, I went to a pretty tough public school. I'm from a relatively urban area. It was a tough school. I had freaking guys and gangs at my school, and I still tap danced up and down those freaking hallways, and everybody loves me still.
And the point is not like that he was wrong in being proud of himself, but because you can be as proud of yourself as you want to be. Because a lot of gay people have come to this guy's defense and been like, why are you being so mean to him? Why are you like raking him over the coals for this? He didn't say anything that like you wouldn't put on your Grindr profile, or like anything that you wouldn't think yourself.
I know, and we should all be supporting each other, like, for, like, he's just stating his opinion, and all the gays should just be supporting all the other gays.
But just it's like, he's not supporting us.
Yeah, like,
you just pulled the rug out from under us and said, I'm better than you.
And a lot of them are even saying, like, oh, I don't know, like, gays who, like, blatantly put their sexuality on display is like, that should be kept private, and it's obnoxious. And it's like when you're an effeminate gay guy, like, you're not putting your sexuality on display. Like, you're just being yourself. Like, we're just being ourselves. Like, get over it.
It's not like they're having sex in the street. They're just like dancing and singing because that makes them happy.
I know, because Britney's on.
Exactly.
Because Judy Garland's singing, and it just makes your heart flutter.
Exactly. You can't control the heart. The heart wants what it wants.
Other people are also like coming to his defense, saying like, well, his quote is taken out of context. He feels very like lucky because in terms of casting, he's thankful that he's masculine because it's easier for him to get cast in roles, because as a slightly effeminate gay actor myself, it's not that easy to get called into an audition room. So if he's gonna say that he's lucky in that sense, at least stand up for the people who don't have it as easy as him. Like, say that there needs to be more effeminate gay male roles on television, in movies.
And it's beyond not standing up. It's like he puts it down. He's saying, like, why, I'm so glad I didn't wind up like that. And it's like, you know what? Wind up like what? Like Neil Patrick Harris, who just hosted the Oscars?
I know.
Or like Jonathan Groff, who's the star of your show?
I know. Or like Golden Globe winner, who won for Glee years ago.
It's Chris Colvin.
He should be supporting these people. And then also his dad said that he essentially doesn't watch his show looking. He says that, oh, my dad, he got to episode 4 and said, I love you, you're great, it's not for me. If you were on a TV show, I don't know, my mom would be watching it 24/7 and just being like, you were so good at it. Especially like a show like Looking, where like they have a lot of sex, she'd be like, you were so good at banging that boy.
I feel like all of this is, he's just been brought up a certain way. Like, it's just sad. That sentence to me is very sad.
I don't want to make judgments about like his dad or anything, but it seems like his dad was a little like tough on him, like, I don't know, like trying to like instill masculinity in him. And I just want to say, like, I am very thankful that I grew up in a family and had a lot of friends who supported me and let me do whatever. I twirled a baton, I played the flute, I was Baby Bop for Halloween once.
Who's Baby Bop?
Barney's little sister. I was very lucky in that sense.
And that's the way you should parent. It's like, let your kid be the kid they are. Like, I would just want a kid to be a kid. Like, I wouldn't want them to adhere to certain ideas that I had for them. I just would want them to do what they loved and be happy.
I know, and it's just like, that's like what's wrong with society now. It's just like young people feeling pressure to be a certain way.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what that's like to have a parent that wasn't supportive.
I know. So we're lucky in that regard.
Yes. It's just like, to me, it boils down to these effeminate gay men that you're so happy you didn't end up like. They're the ones who get it the worst. They're the ones who get it the hardest growing up. They're the ones who get it the hardest going through life, no matter if they're an actor, or if they're a person in a workplace. Like, I'm sure it's harder for them to get jobs. So why don't you stand up for them? Since you know that you're in a position that people are more comfortable with you because you adhere to what they imagine a man should be, then you can lead them into the right way of thinking, which is everyone should be able to be themselves. And if this guy makes you uncomfortable because he's feminine, then that's more your issue than theirs.
It sucks that he said what he said, but I'm very happy that he said it because it sort of brings the problem to the forefront.
Right.
And I don't know, I feel like this is the biggest news a sort of topic like this has ever spread. I feel like sort of like straight people are kind of catching wind of it too, a little bit.
It's good that it's a topic of conversation, you know, like he brought it up and now we can discuss it and maybe he can hear some differing opinions and open his mind a little bit. Exactly. And that would be lovely. And he can make a new comment that would be inclusive and wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah, waiting for that comment, Russell.
Yes, Russell, because we got an apology, but we'll ignore that because it was a C+. So he said, like, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. And it's like, I'm sorry ifs just don't really have the same impact as, like, my words were hurtful and I'm sorry.
Juliana Rancic gave a good apology.
Juliana Rancic, her apology was great.
Yes, Russell, watch her apology and
do that. Mad lib it, throw some different words in.
Exactly.
But that's how you apologize.
Exactly.
With that apology, the white flag, hashtag, I'm gonna pass.
Russell, best of luck.
Best of luck to you and your show. Thank you anybody out there who's not Russell Tovey.
Yes, thank you for watching and subscribe to us and like us, or I guess if you don't like what we say, dislike.
No, like us, period.
Please like
Follow us on Twitter at It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
And right below about how you feel on the issue. Should effeminate gay men be kept inside in cages away from the rest of the world?
Could you imagine if we were stifled?
I know, we can't be stifled.
We wouldn't be ourselves.
I know, then we wouldn't have this channel. Our channel would be like, hey bro.
Yo, what's up? And then we would just talk about boring things, like NASCAR?
Or like football.
Ooh.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Have a good week. We'll be back soon.
I love all of you. Yes. You're all loved. Love ya.
Okay.